Dear students, in this video, let us see important one more question of 10th standard social science. The British Army defeated Queen of Kittur Chennamma under the leadership of Colonel Deacon. The book Gulamagiri was written by Jyotiba Phule. Mutual non-aggression. This policy belongs to Panchayat Agreement. The book The Republic is written by Plato. Mokanayaka was published by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Sorrow of Biharis, River Kosi. 73rd Amendment of the Panchayat Raj Act was passed in 1993. The complaints of consumers within the range of 20 lakhs to 1 crore rupees will be disposed by State Commission, not District Board. It should be State Commission, who established efficient police system during British period. Lord Cornwallis, who died in fasting for the demand of Vishalandra Potti Sri Ramalu. 11th one, what does Article 371J aim at? It aims at special status to backward regions of Karnataka. Under which article of the Constitution minority communities are allowed to establish education institutions? Article 30. What is cyclone? The wind blows spirally inwards towards the center of low pressure is known as cyclone. Mention 4 consumer rights of Americans: safety, choose, information, and the right to be heard. What does the book Footloser say? A study of circular migration is done. The ruler who received education from British officer Meadows Taylor was Venkatappa Nayaka. The call back to Vedas was given by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Article 51 speaks about international peace and cooperation. Division of labor creates less skilled workers. This was said by Plato. Apico movement took place at Salyani. Tungabhadra is a tributary of Krishna River. Jharkhand Mukti Morcha was formed in the year 1973. The consumer redressal agency that deals with the case up to rupees 20 lakh is District Forum. Which treaty ended the first Anglo-Mysore War? Treaty of Madras. What is the significance of Article 17? It prohibits untouchability. What is the objective of the movement opposing Kaiga nuclear power plant? Against vast deforestation and the threat of pollution from nuclear radiation. Why should we avoid mining in the residential areas? To protect from landslides. Let's move to question number 29. Why are deciduous forests also called monsoon forests? They shed their leaves during spring and early summer. Which American president assured consumer rights to Americans in 1962? John F. Kennedy. How is per capita income is calculated? It is calculated as national income divided by total population in a given year. The founder of Ramakrishna Mission is Swami Vivekananda. Iron Man of India is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The main objective of the establishment of Lokpal institution is to fight against corruption. The leader of the movement opposing Kaiga nuclear power plant was Shivram Karanta. Education should be a public property. This was said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The place which receives the highest rainfall in India is Masinra. The main objective of the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1993 is implementing uniform system of Panchayat Raj institutions. Every year, the Consumer Day is observed on March 15. When did Vishala Mysore state come into existence? November 1st, 1956. Who wrote the book Satyartha Prakasha? Dayananda Saraswati. What is apartheid? It is an attempt by people of a particular skin color to subjugate another race of people. What is mango showers? Convectional rainfall occurs in Kerala is known as mango showers. Constantinople was considered as the gate of European trade because it was the center for international trade routes. The President of States Reorganization Commission was Fazl Ali. The Panchashila principles were signed between India and China. Migration is one of the main features of unorganized sector. Chipko movement took place in Adwani village of Tehri Garhwal. In early October, monsoon retreats from India because the water body will have low temperature and high pressure. Ashraya Yojana was implemented with the intention of providing houses. The World Consumers Day is on March 15th. Why did most of the refugees from Bangla attempt to settle in West Bengal? The refugees from Bangladesh knew Bengali. When did UNO adopt human rights? 1948. Which is the coldest month of India? January is the coldest month of India. Let's move to question number 55. Which port is called the Queen of Arabian Sea? Kochi. The founder of Prarthana Samaj is Atmaram Panduranga. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is called Iron Man of India because he was successful in integrating princely states. Establishment of Lokayukta is a solution to eradicate corruption. Dr. Kusuma Swaraba fought against this till her last breath. Sale of alcohol. The gateway of Karnataka is New Mangaluru. The eastern side of Western Ghat receives less rainfall because they are in the windward area or rain shadow area. The dream of Gram Swaraj is fulfilled by establishing Panchayat Raj institution. LPG gas service provider insists the customer to purchase gas stove also. This can be fought out by a customer with right to choose. Why was Fazl Ali Committee appointed? Reorganization of states based on languages. Who wrote books on Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga? Swami Vivekananda. Who led the movement opposing Kaiga nuclear power plant? Shivram Karant. What is Kala Baisakhi? Convectional rainfall occurs in West Bengal is known as Kala Baisakhi. Dredging is an important task in Hooghly region. Why? Many times it suffers from the problem of silting. Mention any two housing projects of Union government. Ambedkar Valmiki housing program. Ashraya Yojana. What is the function of district forum? It entertains the complaints where the value of goods and services is less than rupees 20 lakhs. The Journal of Samvada Kaumudi was started by Raja Ram Mohan Rai. India's foreign policy opposes colonialism because it had suffered from the rule of the British. The Labour Act of 1923 is the most important to the interest of workers because it gave legal recognition to labour unions. the convectional rainfall in West Bengal during summer is Kala Baisakhi. India's first modern paper industry was set up at Serampur. The 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act is very important milestone in Indian administrative system because uniform system of Panchayat Raj institution was established. The largest software company of India among the following is Wipro. What is tele-shopping? The consumer can sit at home and directly buy the goods from the traders. Let's move to question number 79. What is national income? The total value of all goods and services produced in a country during 1 year. How is black soil formed? They are formed from the basalt rock. What is social stratification? Dividing people into different strata and then assigning different roles and status in the society. Who started Silent Valley movement? People from Kerala Sahitya Parishad and wildlife enthusiasts. When was the human rights adopted by the UN General Assembly? 1948. Why was blue water policy introduced? In order to establish the supremacy over the sea instead of supremacy over land. Why did Wellesley implement Subsidiary Alliance? In order to bring the local kings under British control. The Treaty of Sslc was signed between English and Marathas. He opposed British policy of Subsidiary Alliance. Tipu Sultan. India's non-alignment policy means not to join either of power blocks. The third world means economically backward countries. Division of labor creates less skilled workers. This was said by Karl Marx. Human society is formed on natural inequalities. This natural inequality is based on division of labor. Who said this? Plato. The Bay of Bengal branch strikes against the hills of Meghalaya and Assam. The effect of this is Mawsynram receives the highest rainfall. The first Indian company to be listed on NASDAQ, Infosys. What is the policy of association? Involve the Indians in the process of legislation is called policy of association. Who started Wycombe movement? Narayana Guru. Why do we celebrate World Consumer Rights Day on December 10th every year? The Human Rights Declaration was adopted in the UN General Body meeting on December 10th, 1948. How was Chipko movement planned? The women decided to hug the trees in order to protect them so that environment remains protected. Black soil retains moisture for a longer period. How? They are with high clay content. Why is River Damodar called Sorrow of Bengal? It was causing devastating floods during the rainy season. What is sustainable development? Preserving natural resources and the environment for the benefit of future generation. The Cow Protection Association was started by the follower of Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Question number 102. Sanskrit College at Benares was started by Jonathan Duncan. The Article 371J was passed to remove the regional inequality. The founder of Karnataka State Raith Sangha was M.D. Nanjundaswamy. Lowest rainfall season in India is the winter season. The true development of India is the development of its village. This was said by Mahatma Gandhi. Name the members of State Reorganization Committee. Fazil Ali, K.M. Panikkar, H.N. Kunjru. Who published newspaper New India and Commonweal? Annie Besant. When do we celebrate World Human Rights Day? December 10. Who led Kaiga movement in Uttara Kannada? Shivaram Karanth. What is the name given to convectional rainfall of West Bengal? Kala Baisakhi. Today the role of the airport is increasing. Why? On the times of emergencies like war, floods, earthquake, air transport is very useful. Name the three levels of Panchayat Raj institution: district, taluk and village panchayats. When did the Consumer Protection Act come into force in India? It came into force in India in 1986. Why it came into force? It came into force to safeguard the interests of the consumers. Satyartha Prakasha was written by Dayananda Saraswati. India promotes disarmament because India is a peace-loving country. Narmada Bachao Andolan is led by Medha Patkar. Karnataka State Farmers Association was established under the presidentship of M.D. Nanjundaswamy. Pampasagar is the reservoir of Tungabhadra project. Aware was founded by some women of Mumbai. Who started Sanskrit College at Banaras in the year 1792? Jonathan Duncan. Why did Nizam refuse to join independent India? He wanted to remain independent and refused to join independent India. What is corruption? Offering bribe and following any other illegal means to achieve some illegal benefits. What is mob violence? When the behavior of mob turns into violence, then it is called as mob violence. The peninsular zone is called zone of minimum intensity. Why? Only a few earthquakes have been occurred in this zone, mostly in recent years. Which place has recorded the lowest temperature in India? Dras. Let's move to question number 127. What is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is a process of an action of an entrepreneur who undertakes to establish his enterprise. What is per capita income? Per capita income is the average income of each individual in the country. The first Anglo-Maratha War ended with the Treaty of Salbai. The Amarasule rebellion was basically a farmers' rebellion. The institution which checks corruption in Karnataka, Lokayukta, Kusuma Swarabha led this movement, alcohol prohibition movement. Free and compulsory education is ensured in the Article 45. The southwest monsoon start retreat in October due to low temperature and high pressure. The main aim of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is providing shelter to the shelterless people. The first Indian company to be listed on NASDAQ, Infosys Technologies Limited. Why did Wellesley resign from his post? His battle thirstiness increased the financial burden on the company. Why did the Bedas of Falagli revolt against the British? The British banned the usage of weapons. Why was Apiko movement launched in Karnataka? To oppose the move of the contractor to cut trees in Kalase forest. Black soil is best suitable for the cultivation of dry crops. Give reason. They are highly retentive of moisture and extremely compact. Which are a new mode of land transport? Pipelines. What are the use of pipeline transport? They are mostly used to transport crude oil from oil field to refineries. The main reason for the second Anglo-Maratha War was the differences among the Maratha chieftains. The main aim of the divide and rule policy is to break the unity emerging among the people. The Cold War is the war between America and Russia. The department which plays the decisive role in formulating our foreign policy is Foreign Exchange Department. The movement which has been going on for a long period is Narmada Bachao Andolana. Iron and steel industry made a great progress after independence because of the 5-year plans. Electricity generated from the force of falling water is called hydroelectricity. The predominant functions of Panchayat Raj institutions is to engage in local planning. Let's move to question number 152. Why did Raghubai approach the British for support? The Maratha Federation brought Madhavrao II, the son of Narayan Rao, to the post of Peshwa. What is Diwani right? The authority to collect land taxes to the British is called Diwani right. Who has remained an ideal person till today? Queen Chennamma. Who termed 1857 revolt as the Sepoy Mutiny? British historians mention important leaders of moderates: W.C. Banerjee, M.G. Ranade, Surendranath Banerjee, Dadabhai Navroji, Gopal Krishna Gokhale. What does Vyagrapada Smriti say about untouchability? If a touchable person comes with the distance of the tail of a cow with the untouchable, he could purify himself with a bath. What is Human Development Index? The average of three indicators such as life expectancy of the people, educational achievements and per capita income is called HDI. What is plantation farming? It refers to the cultivation of single crop on large estates for the market. Where is Indian Iron and Steel Company located? Burnpur. When was Panchashila Principle signed? 1954. The founder of Ramakrishna Mission is Swami Vivekananda. Iron Man of India is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The main objective of the establishment of Lokpal institution is to fight against corruption. The leader of the movement opposing Kaiga nuclear power plant was Shivram Karant. Education should be a public property was said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The founder of Ramakrishna Mission is Swami Vivekananda. The Iron Man of India is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The place which receives the highest rainfall in India is Mawsynram. The main objective of 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1993 is implementing uniform system of Panchayat Raj institution. Every year the Consumer Day is observed on March 15. Why did the citizens of Junagadh revolt against their Nawab? The Nawab of this princely state had signed the agreement to join the state of Pakistan. Who gave a call back to Vedas? Dayananda Saraswati. When did the UNO adopt human rights? December 10, 1948. What is women's movement? It is a movement that opposed the patriarchal values exploiting women and the creation of inequality on the basis of gender. Question number 176. What is coffee blossom? Convectional rain occurs in Karnataka. Nowadays, inland waterways play a limited role. Why? Due to the development of roads and railways. When was Consumer Protection Act passed? 1986. It is located at the head of Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat, Kandla. It is called the Gateway of India, Mumbai. It is formerly known as Navashiva Port, Jawaharlal Nehru Port. It has been built for the release of pressure on the Mumbai port, Jawaharlal Nehru Port. It is known as the Gateway of Karnataka, New Mangaluru. It is called the Queen of the Arabian Sea, Kochi. It is the oldest port, Chennai. It has been developed to reduce the pressure of traffic on Chennai port, Ennore. It is the second biggest port in India and largest terminal port in Southeast Asia, Kolkata. It is situated in Andaman Nicobar Islands, Port Blair. This committee has been given special report on various measures needed to solve the regional imbalance in 2002, Dr. D.M. Nanjundappa Committee. Bangalore is called Silicon Valley of India. Why? Bangalore is the most important center for Indian software industry. It is known as Cottonopolis of India and Manchester of India, Mumbai. Mumbai is known as Cottonopolis of India and Manchester of India. Why? Mumbai is the most popular center for cotton textile industry. Who implemented the policy of Subsidiary Alliance? Lord Wellesley. Which treaty ended the Third Anglo-Mysore War? Srirangapatna Treaty. Who is called the architect of Indian foreign policy? Jawaharlal Nehru. Who issues the National Savings Certificate? Post Office. The leader who revolted against the British in Kanpur? Nana Sahib. The place that receives the least rainfall in India is Ruili. The founder of Wipro is Ajim Premji. Why was the Vernacular Press Act passed? Vernacular Press Act was enacted to curb the independence of the independent press. What is disarmament? Disarmament is the direct process available to bring down the number of arms or elimination of certain arms. Who is the father of White Revolution? Verghese Kurian.